more wise and
Mhm.
to learn more things about yourself and to realize I can gain knowledge from this and put me in a better headspace for the future. What is going on, everybody? How we living today? I got my boy Tony Q-Tips here.
Tony Q-Tips, how you doing?
How you doing? This is episode 3 of us on together
Yes,
of the
sir.
podcast.
3 big ones.
Absolutely. Today we're going to get into, obviously, how to change your mindset over to give you a little bit better of a, more fulfilling life in a sense. So the people that are struggling with depression and anxiety and are really overconsumed and really downed by these type of mindsets, because I believe it is almost a mindset,
Yes.
having depression or having that anxiety. A lot of people think it's more of a disease,
Mm-hmm.
but I really don't think it's disease. I think it's more of a mindset.
Yes.
So-
and it could be like a time period that you're in with that mindset. With anxiety, it's more about the future. The anxiety, you're feeling anxious. Maybe you're going somewhere. You have social anxiety. You're gonna see someone. That's future.
Yeah.
But depression in the past, that's you went across your life, you went through your life, and somewhere you got stuck, and mentally you stayed there, but
And
you just
can't
kept
get out
going.
of there.
And you can't find any escape. It feels like you're in a cage somewhere, and you feel this pain that like is undescribable. But at the end of the day, it is describable. There are people out there that do understand your struggles, and you're not alone.
Absolutely.
There's people out there that also very rarely there's maybe incidents where people go through something that maybe other people don't, but majority of the time nowadays, a majority of the reason why people are depressed, there's a lot of people that go through the same thing. And a big part of it, outside loss, outside grief, a big part of it is social media.
Absolutely.
People are looking at these phones and comparing themselves.
and
and-
comparison is the thief of joy.
Thief of joy. And I think I can relate social media to, let's say, a football highlight reel. You're never going to post the video of you getting murked. You got cracked. You got cracked. You got tackled. You lost the football. The other team picked it up, scored a touchdown.
You post your highlights.
You're not posting that. Videos of you getting trucked, throwing an interception, fumbling, getting your ankles broke. You're going to post where you look good, where you throw that
Absolutely.
50-yard bomb, spiral tight, where you make that nice tackle, where you make that interception, where you punch the ball out of the offensive running back's hands. And, that's similar to social media. You're going to
Absolutely.
post what makes you look good. So when
For
people
sure.
see this, whether it's male or female, you are going to
Subconsciously compare yourself to that,
Instantly.
their best moments, when realistically not everybody is perfect.
nobody.
And they push out this persona on social media as if they have it all figured
They
out.
have it
They're
all figured
perfect.
out.
Everybody's so happy-go-lucky.
Right.
When a lot of times everybody's going through their own type of struggles.
Oh, I can guarantee they got something going on.
Absolutely.
I
And
can guarantee
I really
that.
liked what you said in the beginning. So if you are stuck in the future,
Mhm.
you have anxiety. If
Yeah.
you're living in the past, you have depression.
Yes.
And what I like to say is if you're staying in the present, you're at peace.
Yeah. Seriously.
So if you are in the moment
Mhm.
and living it every day within now, here and now, you will be so much better off.
yeah.
Because
On your
you're-
mind, it's just like
Absolutely.
at ease. And something
100%.
that helps me practice being in the moment, is saying to myself, I am not where my thoughts are. I am where my feet are. So if I were to use that for an example right now, I can think of a million thoughts. You know this already. You don't see any of that. But if I look down and say, where are my feet? They're on your floor. My hands are on this table. I'm speaking into your mic. I'm here.
Absolutely.
I'm recording a video to put out a good message.
Great message.
I'm here.
Some people could really use this, and
This
they
is
need to hear
me
this.
being in the moment. I'm not anywhere where else. I'm here. And doing that simply, I can do it in the car. When I'm
Yeah.
driving, like, where are my feet? They're in my car. I'm driving here. I'm driving right,
For
like,
sure. And that just keeps you grounded and
Here.
present
here. Yes.
in the moment.
yes.
That is huge. So one thing that has helped me stay more into the moment is meditation.
Mhm.
And basically, how you can achieve that is to not let these thoughts come into your mind constantly and overpower whatever, mental state you're at the moment. You have to calm your thoughts completely to the point where you're almost thinking nothing.
Nothing.
But through that, you're going to have to be thinking here and now.
Yes.
So when you get into these deep, relaxed, meditative states,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be, influenced by your thoughts coming in. You want to see them and let them pass and
Mhm.
come back to your breath and realize this is the moment. So say you're outside and you're meditating, listen to the birds, listen to maybe the cars passing by.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the perfect silence.
Right.
Just really dial into here and now. And you can even meditate with your eyes open. You don't have to meditate with your eyes closed. You can look around and see, wow, like life is beautiful. Look at the
Yes.
trees, look at the birds.
Yep.
And there's some very relaxing aspect of just being here and now.
Mhm.
And that is a huge, huge way of getting rid of that depression and anxiety, is just living in the moment. And
Right. It already
like-
happened. It's
absolutely.
in the past.
And like we were saying in the beginning of the video, what I said is I feel that it's more of a mindset.
Mhm.
So instead of you thinking this is an incurable disease, the doctor said I have this, I need to be prescribed medications to fix this, you can do the inner works within yourself. It takes time. It's not going to be solved overnight. Put work to it, just like anything. You have to put a little bit of work day by day
Mhm.
and work towards, figuring out your mental health, figuring out the cause and the roots for these, panic attacks or depressive episodes where you're staying in your bed,
Yeah.
doing absolutely nothing.
It's
You-
it's you. You're the observer of everything. So
Absolutely.
it's you that has to lock in and tap into your observance type of part of yourself. You need to tap into that. And if you're able to, like you said, you'll be aware of why am I panicking right now? What's going on? Why am I feeling upset when I think of this? You have to take that step back, and I think, looking at the trees, listening to the birds, these are perfect ways,
And it'll put you in a much better mindset.
yes, to do
absolutely.
that. You know, and another thing on depression, I heard this quote from Jim Carrey. He said, when a person is depressed, it just means that they need a deep rest. You need to rest. Yes, you need to do what you need to do every single day. But if you're tired, that doesn't mean to quit.
Absolutely not.
That just means you may need some rest. It's
Yeah.
okay to rest.
Absolutely.
Everybody
just
needs
like rest. You're a human being. You
Just
have
like
to rest.
going through any type of hardship in your life. If you're let's say going through hell, if you're going to go through hell, go through it. Don't
Yeah.
stay in there.
Absolutely not.
Like,
What's the
be
benefit
aware.
from being there?
I there's none.
Absolutely.
in
so
hell
I
is-
heard this very good quote, right? And it's about when you go through like some serious stuff
Yeah.
in life. You can either become very wounded from those trials and tribulations that you faced, or very wise. And I choose wise every single time.
Yeah.
So when you face all this tragedy or this breakup, or you're in some awful headspace at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
try to look at that as a lesson that you can learn to become more wise
Mhm.
and to learn more things about yourself, and to realize I can gain knowledge from this and put me in a better headspace for the future. So instead of you beating yourself up about it every single day,
Yeah.
why did I do this? Why did this happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Instead, just try to realize, all right, well, this happened to me. I'm going to learn from it so I don't feel this same way again in
Right.
the past.
You want to know my thought process on that? It actually changed a few months ago.
Mm.
In regards to why me, why me, why me, why me,
Yeah.
I like to say, why not me? I'm built for this.
Why not me?
I got this. Give me everything you got.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
it's the devil, whatever, somebody that has it out for me. Give me
Yeah.
everything you got,
Absolutely.
because I'm gonna make sure I get out of this
Yeah.
because of the confidence that I have. And sometimes I'm quite scared of my own confidence. Like, damn, I just did that. I can do that.
Absolutely.
You really have to tap into you. You have to be able to understand what you're capable of.
yeah,
A lot
we're all
of the times
capable
your
of so
body,
much.
your body wants you to, like, sometimes, like, yo, slow down, stop, like 500 challenge. Oh, you're doing too many pull-ups. Relax. No,
I'm gonna keep going.
I can do more. Like, let me see
Yeah.
what I can do. Let me keep pushing. till I
Surpass
physically
limits.
can't anymore. And that's the mentality you need in regards to facing that mental battle or obstacle that you're facing.
Absolutely.
And if you know, like,
Surpass your limits every single day.
yes,
So even if you want to start out meditating,
Mhm.
or if you want to start out, changing your mindset, start in little bits.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15 minutes a day.
absolutely.
It's not that mindset change, that snap of a finger, and everything's going to be solved and you're going to be living a happy, productive, and fulfilling
Yeah.
life. You're going to have to change your mindset over
That
to the
takes time.
fact. Absolutely, it'll take time, but if you are willing to work towards it and get out of this slump that you're in,
Mhm.
you can absolutely do it.
For sure.
You're just going to have to put the time, the effort, and the energy into doing so. And don't go towards all the pills, because there's some doctors that are just prescribe you Xanax or some stuff like that, and then you're going to get reliant on these, and you're going to potentially be on them for God knows how long.
Maybe the rest of your life. I do know people that are taking medication for their entire life and they physically cannot stop. you
Because
know?
they'll almost get into a panic attack. They'll start
Yeah.
shaking
Yeah.
if they don't have their medications,
Yeah.
and that's scary to
Yeah,
think
and,
about.
and I can dive into this a little bit. I'm one with history of taking medication. I had a psychiatrist who was prescribing me Klonopin, and I also tried Zoloft because, like, I'm gonna speak up a little bit and grab my balls. I went through trials and tribulations myself.
Yeah, like
know?
everybody.
I would say August and September of 2023 was the absolute worst time of my life. And, like, whether it was suicidal thoughts of, that Hudson River bridge, that Hudson Bridge looks pretty nice to just dive off of, like you get like these really sick thoughts because you're disconnected to reality and you have a sense of loss of purpose. You don't have purpose and you don't want to do anything. Like, I remember being in like really important meetings. People were talking about all these like crazy things in regards to the business, and I'm just like, my mind is like somewhere else and I'm not there. I'm like, I don't want to be here. What am I even doing here? And
Yeah.
it gets really dark, bro. Like, sometimes you don't feel like you have an escape route. But what I learned is the environment that you're in is crucial. Like similar to a plant. You put a plant in a dark space, you're not feeding it water or nutrients. Plant's not going to grow. You take the plant, put it in somewhere where it's light. You're feeding it nutrients. You're watering it. It's getting the sunlight it needs. You're going to grow. And
Absolutely.
that's what happened with me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to remove myself because I was uncomfortable to do so. I was just like in a comfortable state where, okay, I'm fine with everything being the same, I guess. But it took myself. It didn't take a therapist. It didn't take a psychiatrist. It took myself to look me in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm tired of being in the dark.
Let me bring to the light.
Let's walk through this dark tunnel and see this light at the end.
It's the mindset change.
Yeah.
So that what you're referring to from the plant being in the dark versus in the light is that switch in mindset
Yes.
of I am better than my current
Yeah,
situation.
mentally turn the sunlight on. Turn it on. Let me
Yeah.
grow. Because when you're feeling sorry for yourself or you're victimizing yourself, that's keeping you there. You're creating the cloud with rain above you. That's following you everywhere. That's from you. And I had that cloud following me everywhere I went, man, and it wasn't fun. I had horrible days and I was extremely insecure. And another great thing to take into account in regards to defeating depression is not caring what others think, because
That's huge.
you could get really, really deep in a dark hole if you take into account what other people say, whether it's good
Absolutely.
or bad. If you let other people affect you and affect
and
your
have
switch,
control over your mind in
Yeah.
a sense.
like that switch we're talking about with the sunlight. If you
Yeah.
let someone else control that,
you don't have
you're
happiness.
gonna have seizures turning the light on and off, on and off.
You're
gonna,
not
like,
the controller of your own happiness.
Never.
And that's huge too about people like getting into relationships and being dependent on another person to keep them happy. Like, find the happiness and the peace within yourself before you go out and get into a relationship.
Yes.
Because if you're in a dark place,
if you bro, you will know your value if you do that. You'll know your value, you'll know what you're worth, and then when you do get into a relationship and they may not treat you how you know your worth, you know the one's not for you.
Absolutely.
And you can never force something that's meant to be. What's meant to be is going to happen. You can't force it. I want this girl, I want this car, I want that, I need it. Let it be. Do
Let
what
it
you
be.
have to do. Know your priorities. Take care of those every single day, and the rest will follow.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with
You
that,
know?
bro. It's great. And like we were saying earlier, you switch over the mindset, go from being that into that dark place into a place that's a little bit more light and a
Yep.
little bit more freeing and giving. And you will benefit not only yourself but the people around you. Because instead of you walking around with this frown all day and giving off this energy that's just almost depressive,
Yeah.
you're gonna be giving off this energy that is like, I don't even know how to.
It's almost
positive.
contagious.
Yeah,
It's almost contagious to other people when you're
Yeah.
carrying that. And I'm not saying stop being depressed. You gotta make others feel good.
Man up,
You know, like
figure it out.
like you're gonna unfortunately reek of this unstable
Energy.
yeah, and you're gonna walk around and people are gonna be aware of this. And unfortunately some people will notice that and take advantage of that. And
Absolutely.
it's horrible. That's why you need to find yourself. You can never latch onto someone, say, oh, this person made me feel good, this, that, the other thing. Like that's great. But make sure you find it in yourself, like you said. Make sure you find it in
Absolutely.
yourself first
100%.
before you take that next step of
Yeah.
committing yourself to other people. Because you need to know what you're
100%.
worth. If you don't know what you're worth, how do you know how to be treated right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll wrap up the video right there. That's a perfect spot to end it, I feel.
Absolutely.
Keep striving. Keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Forget about the therapist. Forget about the psychiatrist. Forget
Absolutely.
about the medication. You don't need that. You can find it in your own brain. You just need to tap into it.
Tap in.
Tony
Lock
Q-tips.
in.
How you doing?
Exactly.
Doing better now.
Keep pushing.
You got this.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Great episode, brother.
Great episode.
Great episode.